But at the end of the day, there was some really incredible experiences you had at that first Olympics. And you saw the Aussies claim gold at that Olympics in the hockey. You got the opportunity to see Raylene Boyle, who won her 2 silver medals, and even, as you were saying before, Shane Gould as well.
Yeah.
You must have had some awesome connections. I know we talked off air. You got a handful of friends like Matty Hayden and that you have in professional sport that you've kind of generated, and even Steve Renoff that you've generated through your time in coaching and working in basketball as a coach and player. But from that Olympics, you must have also walked away with a fair host of different connections with athletes from all over the world that you became quite fond of and good friends with.
Yeah, mate. Look, with the Olympics, because that brings so many people together, but also it just gives you that extra status in society as well. You can go to 10 world championships and go to one Olympics, but people only want to talk about the one Olympics. That's the nature of the beast. But I did have, and I've met some super people, American coaches and things like that, that came out here and did coaching for me and things like that. But just to tour America as much as I have as well, that was a great eye opener for me, and that gave me a lot of ideas for what I do now and what I did with the Bullets and things like that. But yeah, meeting some of those players and we're still lifelong friends with them, to be honest with you. We like Perry Crosswhite, who's he was a naturalized American, and Richard Duke and all those sort of guys. We just had a super group of guys, and but we stuck together, and we had a lot of fun together as well as playing together. But yeah, and meeting so many other different athletes. Like I met Lionel Rose at the Munich Olympics. He came and visited the village there one night. People like that. Now, Lionel Rose, I idolised him, and I saw him fight once in Melbourne. He's just an out-and-out champion. So, the people you meet and the friends you make on things like that are just invaluable, really are invaluable. And it's the same at in Korea and Seoul, when we went there, and seeing some really good friends and, things like that, win medals and stuff like that. And Laurie Lawrence is a great friend of mine, and things like that. And Laurie, I haven't seen him for years, but, I could see him tomorrow and he'd talk for the first 3 hours and I'd get the next 3 minutes. But, I love Laurie. He's a real leader and enthusiastic coach. And, I love talking to different coaches from different sports as well.
Yeah, we're talking to Melinda Gainsford on the podcast as well, and she was talking about how her third Olympics, I think that was her last one, was Sydney 2000, and in her early Olympics, she got maybe a little bit overawed by the experience. Did that apply to you, and even more so with the terrorism attacks?
Well, the terrorism attacks, had us on edge, of course, but being a team sport, mate, you got your teammates around you. Whereas, if you're track and field or a swimmer, you're one out, except for your coach or something like that. So we're a little bit different, but I was overawed by the whole thing. It was an amazing experience, and like I said, kids asked me, "Oh, Brian, what was it like to be playing the Olympics?" I said, "Look, I'd love to be able to tell you, but it's very hard to explain. You really have to be there and challenge it. But all I can tell you guys is that it is a great feeling and it's worth striving for." And we had some young kids today. They talked to me about wanting to go to the Olympics and things like that. So yeah, look, I was over, and then in Seoul, of course, being assistant coach to Adrian, that was a different experience as well. And, we felt the band, and we were the first Australian basketball team, men or women, to play for a medal, and that was the bronze medal against the Americans. So, I've been pretty lucky, and it's one thing I love about Paddy. He acknowledges that we paved the way for those guys to, he just didn't say, "Oh, we won the medal." He said, "You guys are part of this as well." And that's when he let us hold his medal and get photos taken with it.